Interested in competition. Here's a report.
Have all the rulings, in your opinion, followed the letter of the rule book?
That's the problem with any rule book, unless it's the size of a dictionary. That there's always little loopholes and different ways to interpret. I think there's a lot of rules that go unenforced, and but it's pretty much everyone understands that the cars are pretty much equal. You look at the grid sheets, and it's hundredths of a second between V6s, V8s, Fords, Chevys, Oldsmobiles. I think they've got a real good series. But there's some pressure for some of the other competitors. Paul Gentilosi's been pretty outspoken about it. He feels that we've got something he doesn't.
The Chevys have a number of technological advances. First of all, they're a very, very good team. They've got good drivers, but they have some other technological advances that the rest of the field doesn't have, and it shows here today.
Historically, the Trans Am has stood for over-the-counter race parts, and Chevrolet is has got a great heritage in motorsports of being able to buy hot rod parts. And right at the moment, they've got a new generation of cylinder head that we don't think quite fits that rule.
At this point, I feel sorry for the Chevy guys because they okayed everything they're running, and now they're going back and taking it away from them. None of that stuff should have been okayed in the first place. That's the problem.
We're priding ourselves on having close grids, good racing, close competition, and letting everybody have a chance to win these races.
My job is to race, to try not to get caught up in the politics of it, and just drive the car as fast as I can, and that's pretty much what we've been doing all year and doing a decent job at it.
Taking a look, second, third, and fourth. No racing going on here. Tom Kendall, Dorsey, Schroeder. Max Jones is sitting back there watching what's going on.
The center section of this 1.9-mile course. He's about 1 mile in. He has just gone past the Civic Center Mall, and now he's into the west end of the racetrack, which I have affectionately christened the Bermuda Triangle in case anything strange happens down there. You are traversing the 1.9 miles of downtown Denver, Colorado with Irv here.
Having a great race going on here between Paul Gentilossi and the Budweiser Oldsmobile, and Irv here right behind him. Back and forth, really going at it. Paul really works hard at his racing. I know he's had a little bit of a back problem lately. In fact, he even brought his therapist here, his chiropractor here, to help take care of him and to find a better way for him to make a seat and to take care of that situation a little bit more.
We've done a lot of talk this weekend about how much attention the drivers get, and Paul is one guy. Well, hold on that for a second. Irv Hare may have a line on Paul this time. He goes to the inside. He's approaching a right-hander, and Irv Hare picks up a position. Irv Hare moves up into the 5th spot. Let's go to the pits.
Don Brasfield, not a good day out there for you today. The transmission went.
Yeah, we really felt that we had, a good car in the race. I was moving up, and at 50 laps, I was doing a lot better than what I anticipated. It's just a shame that we had to have a mechanical failure like this. The points are real close, and we were hoping to, at least stack up a little, but we're not going to get any today.
Dorsey Schroeder has finally accomplished what he's been working on for about the last half hour. Chris Neifel slipped up just a touch, gave Schroeder maybe a couple of inches, and he moved by.
He certainly did. Worked right up to the inside. Dorsey had been there, been knocking at the door all day long, just waiting for that opportunity, and he took it.
Now, watch Schroeder as well as Tommy Kendall, because if Kendall has been holding back at all, be rest assured the crew is radioing him saying, hey, guess what? There's a red car following now, not a yellow one. It's time to stand down.
Maybe not time to stand on it, but definitely time to keep an eye. You wait and see what Dorsey does. If he starts catching you quite a bit, then you'll pick up your pace. If he doesn't start catching you, you don't have to worry about it.
Scott, how much of that is a call from the pit area and a call from the cockpit?
Most of it's a call from the pit area. You want to push as hard as you need to. A driver goes out and sets his pace, a comfortable pace he knows is going to take care of the car. If he feels that the competition is catching up to him, the crew will come back and say, hey, pick up the pace a little bit. Or if you're in a situation where you don't have to worry about it, it's like, you're doing fine, just stay out of trouble. If anything's changing, we'll get back to you.
Here is Gentilossi. We've reported a couple of times that the car just didn't sound like it was running on all cylinders. It was emitting some smoke a little earlier, and Genelosi has come to a stop out on course, and we believe that he is in a precarious enough position to bring out the first of what we expected. Yep, there it is, a full course yellow as the yellow comes out from the start stand.
This is a real good break for Max Jones. I told you earlier he was hoping for a caution to come out. This will put him back in a situation to really be racing for the lead, as well as Dorsey Schroeder. He'll be right there pushing, knocking on the door behind Tommy.
We're going to see a lot now because Max Jones, as you just mentioned, now has new life. We saw Robert Lapalainen doing well. He was moving up, as was Desiree Wilson, who has moved up into the top 10 despite almost losing it a couple times. Again, reports on the radio. So this could be very dramatic when we come back here to the downtown streets of Denver. Anticipating a green flag this time around. They pass by the Civic Center Mall for the last time at a reduced speed. All of the lap cars have been taken out of the lineup. That is a new policy in Trans Am racing this year. They start behind our front runners as they come around turn number 16. Tom Kendall gets a great start. I don't think Schroeder's got a shot at him right away.
I thought that Schroeder was going to make the move up the inside, but it sure didn't look so. It's like looks like Tommy got the jump on him.
But Schroeder had a great run coming down the front straightaway. There is turn number 2, the second of two 90-degree right-handers right after the start-finish line. They are now approaching turn number 3. It's a left-hander. Then they will start snaking their way around Civic Center Mall. It's the first of 2 series of S corners on this track, 1.9 miles away, and the drivers are laying down patches as they slide around those corners.
This is really going to be a sprint race right now. Tommy Kendall's out in front, getting breathed on by Dorsey, who's getting breathed heavily on by Chris, who's getting heavily breathed on by Max Jones.
Max Jones is 4th. Irv Hare is running in 5th position. In 6th position, Robert Lapalainen. Jack Baldwin is 7th. Lynn St. James is 8th. Wayne Akers is 9th. And Desiree Wilson has moved up to 10th position. There in that black and gold number 4 is Robert Lapalainen. He's had a terrific race. There's Danielson. He's looking to the high side. Lynn St. James tries to hold back Desiree Wilson. Wayne Akers fights off Dick Danielson. Akers in the red, white, and blue Mustang, number 21. With a report from the relatively quiet pits, here's Bart.
Things have been really quiet for a street race. Only Darren Brasfield and Scott Sharp have retried with engine troubles, but the front-running Berettas and Mustangs have had no problems. Although the sun is going down, it is getting in the driver's eyes. This could be a factor as this race winds down.
Looks like the women are having a good race for themselves out there.
Desiree has caught up with Lynn St. James. Lynn St. James began this race in 10th position. Desiree Wilson in 17th, and she has had a terrific afternoon and early evening here in Denver. Perhaps the most interesting story of this weekend here at the Denver Grand Prix revolves around a person who has worked on these Prime Network telecasts of the Trans Am race. Here is Guy Hobbs with that story.
Celebrating 25 years of Trans Am racing in North America, one lady, Lynn St. James, has been campaigning in the series for quite a while now, but Desiree Wilson is making a comeback in her motor racing career. The first time for her in a Trans Am car. She's campaigned successfully in Formula One, in the IndyCar series, as well as at Le Mans. So for the first time, we'll see Desiree in a Trans Am car on her home circuit of Denver.
Something I've been looking forward to for about a year. I've always wanted to race Trans Am, and you know, really looking forward to driving the Chef Beretta.
Can we expect to see more of you in Trans Am in the future?
At the moment, we have a one-off deal, and we're just going to see how it goes, and perhaps if we can find a sponsorship, we can carry on for the rest of the season.
What do you think of the circuit here at Denver?
Well, it's a really interesting track because it has a combination of different types of turns, a lot of slowed corners. There's going to be a lot of hard braking. In front of the kart pits, there's some real sweepers, which I think is probably the most difficult part of the racetrack.